I mean, we've just been talking about it now for a few years, you know. Like
How long has she been around? You know, like a year.
But that's not it anyway. It's the four of them just getting together.
But that's not far off it, you know.
What?
I mean, like Yoko's very much to do with it, you know. Because she's very much to do with it from John's angle. That's the thing, you know. And the thing is, like, there's again, like, always only two answers. One is to fight it and fight her and try and get the Beatles back to four people without Yoko and sort of ask Yoko to sit down at the board meetings. Or else the other thing is just to realise she's there, you know. And he's not going to sort of split with her just for our sakes, you know. But then it's not even so much of an obstacle then, as long as we're not trying to surmount it. You know, while we're still trying to get over it, it's an obstacle. But it isn't really. It's not that bad, you know. But they want to stay together, those two, you know. So it's all right. Let the young lovers stay together, you know. But it shouldn't be. Can't operate under these conditions, boy. You know, we're coming out. It's like that. We're striking. That's what it is. It's like a strike because work conditions aren't right, you know. But it's not that bad. You know.
But he knows that, doesn't he?
John knows that, sure.
But does he talk about it at all?
No, but see, we've done a lot of Beatles now. We've had a lot of Beatles, you know, and we've got a lot out of Beatles. So that I think John's thing now, obviously it came to a push between Yoko and the Beatles. It's Yoko, you know.
Who'd stay?
Oh, sure.
But funny enough, the other day when we were talking, he said that he really did not want not to be a Beatle. He said he really looked forward not to, in other words, he didn't want that screwed up.
Yeah, but it's a difficult one, that, you know. It really is all right. It's the thought of her being there and sort of, and that then you don't talk to John. So then he doesn't talk to you, you know. It's like, you can screw it up just as much because she's there. As John's relying on her because
Jason
she's there.
is only interested,
you know, but I mean, like, have you noticed, if you're on a team with John about something, he really isn't, you know, he won't let Yoko talk about it because he knows that you're on the beam and he knows about it, and you can talk straight to him. But it's like, we did I Will, we're trying to get the last verse to I Will, and eventually I just ended up doing it because we couldn't actually do it. But, I mean, Yoko really tried to stay out of it, just sort of got on with something, but she just really, you know, they're onto that thing. They just want to be near each other, you know. So I just think it's just silly of me or anyone to try and say to them, no, you can't. You know. It's like, because okay, you know, they're going overboard about it. But John always does, you know, and Yoko probably always does. So that's their scene. You can't go saying, you know, don't go overboard about this thing. You know, be sensible about it and don't bring it to meetings. You know, it's his decision. That it's none of our business to interfere in that. Even when it comes into our business, still can't really say much, except, look, I don't like it, John. You know, then he can say, well, screw you, or I like it, or, well, I won't do it, or blah, blah, blah. It's like, that's the only way, you know, to tell John about it.
Have you done that already?
Well, I told him I didn't like writing songs.
Were you writing together much more before she came around?
Oh, yeah,
or you cooled it a bit then, before her?
Before you
cooled it, sure. Yeah. We'd cooled it because not playing together. Ever since we didn't play together.
On stage, you mean?
Yes, we went because I mean we lived together when we played together. We were in the same hotel, up at the same time every morning, doing this all day. And this, you know, it doesn't matter what you do like this, as long as you're this close all day, something grows, you know, something is. And then when you're not this close all day, just physically, something goes.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I think, you see, okay, so we go on talking like this forever, but I think for them to be able to compromise, I have to be able to compromise first. Then they'll be able to. Or else they have to be able to compromise first and that. But it's silly, neither of us compromising.
Yeah, but
it is at least one stage better if I can start to compromise, then maybe they can feel that they'll bend a little for me then.
Yeah, but if her being around so much has caused a lot of the trouble, that you're compromising already. And you've made a lot of your compromise. You know what I mean?
What, by the
right, omnipresence.
I think it's because we've thought that the only alternative would be for John just to say, okay, well, see you then. You know, and we've not wanted that to happen. But it's going to be such an incredible sort of comical thing, like in 50 years' time, you know. They broke up because Yoko sat on an amp, you know, or just something like this. What? They see John kept bringing this girl along. What? It's not as though there's any sort of splitting rows.
But it is, like Linda was saying, it really
there's
is
nothing wrong, really.
terribly
It's just sort of
dispiriting if it doesn't get together. It really is.
Just music-wise.
Yeah, I mean, just for the...
That's the thing, you know,
just
the
to
lack
turn on
of
that
the music.
radio.
Yeah, the lack of...
God, I'm